Hello everybody, Vicky here. It's been a very long minute since I've done a video. I've not been very well. There's been some things that couldn't be avoided that, life just happens and it happens to everybody. So I'm just thankful that I'm here today. And I thought the way to start again is to just have a little play with things that are familiar. Maybe to those that aren't quite so familiar it might be a help, but just I'm using oxides, so I'm going to have a little play with oxides tonight. So if you'd like to join me, just pause, go and grab your bits and bobs, and we'll have a play together. At no stage am I going to profess to be an expert at this. It's just something that I like to do with little bits and pieces that I've picked up along the way. So it's all about playing, and it's all about just slowing everything down and waiting until the head and the body can all match up together. So what will I do first? I'll pick, I might blend first. I just thought I'd do a few different ways. And you see I'm very, very indecisive because I haven't been in here for a while. So how about we just do the simplest of simples, which is just get some ink down, and we'll do a little bit of smooshing, and I'll catch up with you and have a chat while we're going. So I'm hoping that in this craft along that you are working with me. I'd hate to think that I'm the only one working here, girls. We can't have that. What have I been doing? Well, I haven't been sitting in here in my room in my chair for a wee while, but I have been playing with scraps. So all my little bits and pieces of scraps and all the scraps that I keep and pretty much run out of scraps. So I've done some hand quilting. I do English paper piecing. So I've got little hexagons done, and Graham on his laser cuts out the hexagons onto the paper for me, so that saves me a lot these days. Yes, I still do it the traditional way. There's lots of other ways you can do it now that I don't do, simply because I get enjoyment from doing it the way I do. So there we go, we've got our first little bit of ink down. Now, am I absolutely madly in love with it? It's not too bad. So we'll put that to the side. Now, I might try one more of them, just to smoosh away. It was starting to look a little bit muddy, but we lost that and it turned out alright in the end. So what I haven't been watching very many videos, to which I'm sorry ladies, I haven't really had the wherewithal to be able to think to. I just spotted the cat out of the corner of my eye. I'm just looking to see where she's lurking, ready to jump up at me. I left a spot up there for you. Go up there. Go on, I've already got enough hair in my work. I've already got enough of your fur, missus. Go on. There's another spot up there. We're busy, okay? So this goes a green shade, which I don't actually mind. I will come back to that one and wait for that to dry, and try and get a little, well, I suppose we could do it now and see what happens. I'm using watercolour paper. I haven't gessoed, which is something I usually do. But these two colours aren't really that fond of each other, I don't think. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more on there. The thing about these is if you don't like it, you can reinvent them. Speaking of pippa hair, yeah, what else have I been up to? We finally sold, when Graham retired, because I don't drive very much anymore, and now Graham's retired, he's home all the time. We just don't need 2 cars, and his car that he used to go to work with all the time pretty much sat in the garage for 12 months, barely being used. So we finally got round, and we were debating, we didn't really need to sell like the car that I used to always drive. We didn't really need to sell it, but we thought, well, since we're retired, by the time we need a new car, we'll sort of like be at that age where we'll be thinking about, you know, how much longer are we going to actually be driving. So, and not trying to short circuit our life, but, you know, like it'd be worth us getting another new car, but we'd probably only have the car for like 5 years or whatever. And Graham and I have never been car enthusiast people, or worried too much about cars other than we wanted them to be reliable and safe. So, and the one that we got after the floods, and the new one after that, it still hadn't had huge amounts of mileage on it for its age. So we looked around, and, you know, all the horror stories of there being nothing available in as far as new cars go, because, you know, production is behind a couple of years, you know, all that sort of thing, and they're just not available. So we went to Nissan, and we had a look, and while it's not probably easy to get new cars at the moment, second-hand cars have got a higher value, because obviously with new cars being so hard to get, some people have found themselves in the position where they've needed to replace a car before the market picks up again, or whatever. So anyway, we went in there, and lo and behold, to us, well, we had an excellent man at the car dealership look after us. We picked out a new car, decided that yes, we would trade in the 2 for the 1, and we were told that, you know, like at the end of September the car would be in. So we went home and thought, well, end of September, that's marvellous, that's only about 6 weeks that we would have been waiting. And then that was early in the week, and then within a week we got a phone call saying that they actually had the car there. They knew they had one at another dealership that was going to come across to them for us. Cat hair. I think I might be better off leaving that until the ink dries, because all I've done is just displace the ink. Yeah, so anyway, within a week of us signing contracts and what have you, there we had it, a new car waiting for us. Okay, I'm back. Usually my heat gun sits just to the right of me, but since I've not been in a room, I made paper beads. I don't know how many I've made. I think I might have made a few too many. But then what I did is I got the embossing powder out, and I glazed over some of the beads, and I've used nail polish on some of them. But I took the heat gun out and used the heat gun as well. It must be hysterical watching me sitting on the lounge chair. In the end, I ended up having 2 little extra fold-out tables, because you know how it grows, girls. So I just dried these off, so that actually is got a little bit more movement through it than is picking up. So there's those 3, and then there's these 2, which I think turned out really, really well. This one better than that one. So we can do something with them. They won't probably stay looking like that. We'll get a few more done. Something else that I like to do now, I've got a jelly plate, just a small jelly plate here, because I'm going to bring the brayer out and have a little bit of fun with the brayer. So yeah, so we managed to get the car thing sorted out, which needed to be sorted out. We'd sort of like waited longer than what we should have, and this is really naughty of me. I've still got inks that aren't opened, so it's a while since I've played with these, so I'm probably a bit rusty, girls, but this is just more of a catch-up. I want this to be a catch-up for us, so I just wanted to do something that wasn't too taxing on the brain, so I could try and talk and chat with you, craft along with you as we went. So we were able to catch up with Graham's cousin, was up from Tasmania. Ian and his son Lee were up, so we were able to have them at the house here, and well, a visit, and we were able to share a meal with them. And Lee, who is Ian's son and I guess Graham's second cousin, is the most beautiful. He's got such a beautiful soul and he's a beautiful man. So that was lovely. So we caught up with them. Just a minute, I'll just I forget what colours make mud and what colours go together, so don't be surprised if we don't make a bit of mud tonight. But like I said, this is more about beans. So I've got the jelly plate out because I thought that I could roll the ink off onto the jelly plate and it'd dry there, and eventually I could pull a print off it, you know, sort of like maximising as much as we can on the paints we have. So yeah, so we visited with them twice while they were here, and of course it's always lovely when you catch up with beautiful people. So that happened. I got really caught up in the football this year, AFL, because like I said, I haven't been well, we haven't been going out very much. So that happened. That was good to sit in the lounge room and in the warm and be able to watch the television. So it's sort of like just got down to basics really, what can be enjoyed out of this day, because every day you get up, it's a bonus. There's nothing given. We're not entitled to anything. Life is what it brings us. And oops. So even though I've been feeling really poorly and terribly uninspired, I still had the gift of life every day. And I think sometimes I probably felt a little bit sorry for myself and didn't quite fully understand that concept. But here I am. And here we are together again. I'm so glad you've joined in. And I'm hoping you're doing something with me. So what else? I've got lots of collage papers in books, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. Just using up papers, doing whatever I can. Just try and ascribe to the, well, I can't do what I want to do today, but what can I do? Simply because I'm not very good at just sitting, and I can't sit and watch the television. I can't just sit and watch the football. I get all fidgety and feel worse and miserable. It just doesn't do it for me. I have to be doing something while I'm sitting there. That one's pretty. This is all bread and butter, girls. I know everybody knows how to do this. Like I said, this is just for fun, this one, until we get back in. Oh, the other thing that's happened too, which happens to me all the time, and you would think that I would have figured it out, because creating really is my lifeblood. It is the thing that keeps me going, because my body has taken bits and pieces off me through the years, as inability to do things, to not be able to do them, and have things that I can't do anymore taken off my list. I've always got my creativity. So when I'm feeling really bad, I still have the drive and the desire to want to be making things, to be learning things. So what happens, and this happens every time, I start doing a project and it's like, oh, I'm really excited, I feel a little bit better, I'm going to start this because I've been waiting to do it for so long. And then what happens is, obviously I'm not well enough to take on a new project or a big project, but something misfires in my brain. I get confused between what's a reality and what just really, honestly, Vic, give it a break. So anyway, behind me and beside me and stacked up, and I've got a heck of a mess of all sorts of unfinished. Now I'm not thinking about what I'm doing here. So if we make mud, we'll just wipe it up and start again. Can't think too hard and talk, sorry. So I've got unfinished things floating around everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, if you remember I said I was going to do 100 makes, the series that lots and lots of ladies have done exceptionally well, and 100 makes in 100 days. Well, I know no matter how many days I get out of bed, it doesn't matter how long I've got. I just know that I can't commit to that. I really know myself well enough to know now that, you know, it's just not going to happen. And of course, when I start doing things, I end up making multiples, and I mean multiples of things. It's absolutely crazy. It's like my brain misfires, and I cut one thing out, and then before I know it, I've got 15 of them or 20 of them cut out, and it could be, you know, things that don't take 2 minutes to put together, but that's what I do. So I have done my version of 100 makes once before. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? I didn't make mud at all. Like I said, I can't think too well and chat away, so we have to take our chances. So I might just clear a little spot there so I don't contaminate my other one. So my interpretation of 100 makes is what is it? Oh, that's right. I'm going to commit to make 100 things, whether or not there be 20 or 1 in each item, like on number, and then take as long as it takes for me to do it. I think the last time I did it, I think it took about 9-10 months. Could have even been closer to 12 months. That actually is really a lot prettier than what that's showing up. So anyway, my one stipulation, because it, you know, like, to be fair, everybody else is doing one in 100 days, 1 per 100 days, so they're like committed to actually doing something that's got within constraints of an idea or a concept, or I guess I don't really want to use this word, but within the rules. So my commitment to my 100 makes, while I'm doing the 100 makes, I'm not allowed to use, like, once I declare that this is number 1, and this will be my number 1, doing these, getting backgrounds done, I cannot use anything that I buy after this point if I decide that tonight is going to be the first in my 100 makes. Now, in the last time I did this, I did some backgrounds, and then another number was me going back in and finishing them, like doing something with the backgrounds that I've done. So I'm still allowed to shop. Don't get me wrong. If you want to join along with me, you can still shop. Don't be afraid of that, because once again, I know me, and the best way to get me to shop is telling me that you can't shop, if I'm brutally honest about it. And it's the same with everybody. As soon as you're told you can't have something, of course you pine after it. That's unfortunately a part of us being human. Whether it's bad or right, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't come into it. It's just we are. Humanity is wired the way it is. So anyway, whatever I buy from this point on until I get to 100, I'm not allowed to use. I am. I choose not to use what I've bought. I can use it anytime I want to. I can buy anything I want to. And if I make something out of something new I've bought, that item can't be classed as one of our 100 makes. I'm hoping that's making sense. So basically there's no restrictions. You still go ahead and buy stuff. You still go ahead and do a project with the stuff you bought. It just can't be registered as one of your 100 makes. And I don't count things like glues, all the consumables that we use. So any of the mediums that we use, whatever it may be, we're going to run out of glue between 1 and 100. So things like that, consumables, that doesn't count. But anything like with me, I've got quite a few oxide, distress oxide pads. So if I run out of one colour, I've got more than enough to go on with. So I don't need to actually buy a new oxide and allow it to come into my 100 make series, because I've got others that will do the job. So I think I've got that now. I'll just dry these off and we'll keep going. Okay, these are dry enough just to stack, not dry enough to do anything with yet. So I don't think you're getting the best of how they look on camera. Now these ones I've got, I'm just trying to see them, there they are there, from cereal boxes. I've cut out some tags. Now I know that I'm pretty sure they're 3 by 7, so they're 3 by 7, and what they are is these happen to be cereal box. So it's quite thick, so just pantry, what comes in boxes, cardboard, chipboard if you want to call it that comes out of the pantry. I've given it a light sand on the printed side, because it's quite gloss and sometimes it's hard to get glues to stick to that. So I've just roughed it up a little bit, and then these ones are watercolour. This watercolour paper that I've cut to fully cover these tags, so they'll go on those. So that's what I'm doing there. These ones, some will be tags, journaling cards, little booklet covers. It'll just be whatever I feel like doing at the time, and just sew around it and stamp it. And there's more background to go on these, of course, yet. This is just, like I said, our very first base. And my head's all over the place, so you're just along for the ride, girls. Like I said, probably better to just listen while you're doing something. Otherwise, I might drive you bonkers as well. What else I've made? I've made a decision on something as well with my channel. Those of you who have watched me know that I use for motivation each week, and I guess as a form of devotional, I pick a song, and it comes from both the religious side. I don't like word religion. It's so many different ugly connotations these days, but it's also mainly secular as well. So I'll pick a song, I'll pick a saying, a quote that hits me, and most of the time a word. Sometimes I forget about the word of the week, and then during the week I use the song as motivation and to help me, because sometimes, well, all times, music and the lyrics hit me and I can get a lot out of it, and it helps me process things. But because this is a creating channel, it's not meant to be anything other than creating. The start of my videos, I was giving you those 3 and then getting into creating, and I thought, well, there's those that come in purely just to create, to spend time or see what I'm doing. There might be something I can help them do or learn. And then people aren't looking for that sort of thing. So I'm not going to completely abandon it, because I think it's a nice thing to share. But what I am going to do is I'm not going to tell you verbally. I will put whatever my weekly things are, I'll type it into the contents, and then if you would like to use that to help you through the week, or just to make you feel connected with somebody else, because when you use whatever I put in, that you've got at least one other person that you're connected to on that day, and sometimes that's all we need. We need to know that we're connected. I'm a hermit. I like being at home. I don't like going out very much anymore. I go out with Graham for our date nights, and I enjoy that because I'm with him. But I'm not the friendliest of people. Well, no, that's not true. I'm friendly, but I'm quite happy being in my own space. I have you people, all you guys out there that support me, and yes, I know it's not many, but you don't need many. You don't need many to know that you're connected to something bigger, and that there is somebody else in this world that does think of you. And interestingly enough, with me not being able to concentrate to watch videos and comment on videos of a few people that I follow, I've realised that I miss you, and it's because just because it's a relationship that you don't have physical contact with, it doesn't mean to say that you're not connecting on some level, which we do. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly. So yeah, if you were to use what I put in there in the video, without a doubt that you have got somebody that's connected to you that week, and that could make all the difference in your life or in somebody's life if it doesn't affect you that way. So I've decided that's what. Oh, here she comes again. She's upset with me, the cat. She's upset. No, you can't jump up there, missus. I left a spot up there for you to jump onto. Go and jump on it. Go on. She normally just has the run of the mill here, so I think she's a bit perturbed that she's not allowed to do what she wants to do. But I've got a feeling Graham might have taken the lads out to the workshop with him, so that I had a little bit of peace and quiet to do this video. Peace and quiet in this house is a rare commodity. So anyway, so that's something that I've thought of, and something that will be a little bit different going forward. Now I'm going to do something that I really don't like doing very much, but I just feel compelled to mention it to you, just to hear me out, and then you will do what you think is the right thing to do for you. I did see a video. I did watch it. There's a lady from, her name is Eve, and she's scrapbooking with me. Yeah, scrapbooking with me crafts, and her name is Eve. Now I sat and I listened to the most, well, a harrowing video that she did, and she did it because people were asking after her, asking what had happened. But what it is her husband's died, It wasn't expected. He got ill and he passed away. Now she's been getting huge amounts of support, which warms my heart. And I believe there's ways you can donate money to her, and they've got a GoFundMe page. I understand that not all of us can afford to donate money. Those who can do, and those that can't find other ways to support her. Now she has got a YouTube channel. She said that she's not up to crafting at the moment, but I am a subscriber of hers, a very low-key one that she wouldn't know she's got. But it is my understanding with YouTube that to get royalties, to make money from YouTube, you need to have views, and you need to have people watch your ads. And it's those ads that get watched is what gets the income. So my suggestion, even without doing that, if I could ask everybody that's listening to that to do just one thing for this lady, and that is to go in and watch her videos. There's a lot of videos, there's a lot of content on her channel, more than enough for all of us to be able to watching at least one a day, and maybe two a day when we're in here in our rooms crafting, when we're sort of half sitting in a chair and sort of half taking notice of what you're watching and not. I'm not suggesting that you have to do that to watch her videos, because they're quite good, but just have her videos playing. Keep her channel going by going in and watching and supporting it that way. Now, like I said, there will be people who will donate financially, but us as crafters who are from different countries, who barely, well, I can't say I know this lady personally. I know that she's had a journey with a house being flooded and what have you, and I think they're still trying to fix those problems. But as to being a personal friend of her and knowing her, no, I don't. But as a subby, I can run some of her videos and watch them and support them, watch them through to the end, watch the ads, and just keep her YouTube up front and current while she's not doing any. And I believe that is a good way to be able to help her, give her a little bit of our support in time. Quite often we think, I'm really, really sorry, but that, like, I can't donate money, there's nothing I can do. Well, sometimes, obviously it's going to be difficult for her financially from what she said. But the thing is if you can't support somebody financially, there are always other ways that we can give that support. So I'm kind of hoping that we can all get behind her and do that for her. And like I said, the reason why I feel a little bit awkward in talking about this, I did not ask her permission to do it. So I hope that I haven't sort of made it harder for her, because I've gone ahead and talked without permission, and I just felt compelled to suggest that, because I think it's something that we, the crafting community, can actually do to help another person who is truly broken at the moment. Her husband and her coming up for 50 years married. So from 16 years of age, this man has been in her life. And I can't even, I don't even want to try and know what that's like. And I don't even want to pretend that I know, I guess is more to the point. We don't know her pain, but we can give a little bit of support. If it's something that you can do, it's not too much. I should have spritzed that on the back So I'm just putting some little rock salt on it, and doing it poorly as well. I say, look away, just work on your own stuff. I'm just going to see what happens if I do that. Ick. Some ideas are better than others. Oh, I have no idea what I'm up to here. So I don't think we'll be hanging around for a long time today. I'm even already starting to feel a little bit tired, and I'm going, what are you doing? It's like, what are you doing, Vic? What are you trying to do? To which I say, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. So I'll just pick up this ink that's on here. I might do something that I haven't done for a long, long time. So I'll just try and get a full cover on that because there's not a lot of... Oh. I say, like cats on, like hair on a cat's back. It's like, no kidding, people. So I'll wipe this up. I might try blending. I haven't blended for a while. I haven't mucked enough up yet. So we'll just see if we can't do it one more time. So I think I might use vintage photo. Okay. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be trying to do something pretty moving forward. It doesn't look like that's working too good for me, does it? So this is vintage photo. Just going around getting it all nicely blended. Put it up there where you can see what I'm doing. So that's blending in. Okay. And this is salvage patina. I'll get that a nice blend in there. Okay, so we've done that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wet it. just give me a minute while I dry it and we'll be back. So this is the one that I just blended. That's the one that I smooshed. That one's another smooshy one, and that one's the one that had the salt on it. And if you have a look at the salt that's here, you can see that it's turned blue. So it just soaks up the paint that's on it, and just gives it that little bit extra texture look about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spray this. And unfortunately what's not user friendly for videos is what I need to do with these. So I'm just going to dry that off a little bit and we'll see what happens here. Here we go. Now I left the drying of that on because you can see now from where it was before we've picked up some more movement and it looks quite textural like that. So I'm quite pleased with the way that come up. We'll do this one now. I'd actually like to try and get some. I'll leave it with this one. I'll spray it on the back and hopefully I'll leave that one there to percolate, so it won't be on for much longer. Now I just thought of something that I would do and I forgot. That's okay. So we'll see what that one does just sitting all by itself. There are a couple of others that I'll do a little bit more to. I'll do a little bit more to these and the yellow ones as well. Try and get a little bit more movement in them. But first of all, what I might do is the same, similar, come in with the water after. So I'm going to, what's a nice colour that I would like, that I normally wouldn't pick. Okay. So we're about to blame Sue. Sue, you know who you are. For those that don't, go to paperinspirations.com. She's got a wonderful little shop. But you see this colour? That's Sue's fault. It's pink. Okay. She's got me into the pink. I've never been a pink person. So all this is just obviously exactly what it looks like I'm doing. It's just just rubbing the pad across the paper, and of course this is new and juicy and pink. It's kitsch flamingo, girls, for all you girls who are going to go crazy over pink. It actually is very pretty, and that's even scarier than the fact that I've got a pink here. The fact that I'm thinking that it looks pretty nice. Have you guessed that I've never been a pink girl? So there's a lot of ink on that. So once again, I'm just going to spray that and we'll see what it wants to do with itself at the end. I'll have to dry them off in a minute. Now this one here, actually, I've got a funny feeling, you silly girl, that is what you did there. So I'll wipe this off the mat just to get it off. I won't wave another colour. Yep. I will just leave that to dry. That's kind of like just a mop-up sheet. I've done quickly. Okay. I'll hit this with the dryer. Okay, I've just gone over a couple. So what have we got here? This one here was that one I just, oh no, that was, this one is the one I just mopped up real quick because I put the wrong colour down. And what I did with that is I then put down a rusty hinge, would you believe? Rusty hinge is a little bit orangey. And I'm pretty happy with that one the way it is, ready for its next step. So let's go through because we've got enough to work on now without making any more. We will endeavour to make these look a little bit better or deem them done because they accumulate quite quickly actually. There's a good few here now. So we've got that one. And these are still a little bit damp, but we'll see how we go. Now this is the one we use the braille with. And it looks like it could use a little bit of cheering up. So I'll grab a clean wet one. And what would I like to go over the top of it? I'm wondering if that one, hopefully because it's dry and we do it this way, it won't go icky. So it's crushed olive. Actually that's a little bit bundled sage. No, where's the one I'm looking for? Crushed olive. Well, I haven't used this one. It's not what I'm looking for, but hey, you've got this many here. Just that's kind of. I'm just putting the baby wipe into the pad, and I'm just pouncing it up and down, and I'm not talking very fluently at the moment because I'm just trying to think about all the colours that I normally mix together, and I'm struggling a little bit to tell you the truth. A bit hesitant because I can't remember. It's been a long while since I've actually done this, so we'll get a little bit of speckled egg on it. Okay, we better cut our losses before it gets too bad. So that's a lot busier now than what it was. So we'll see if we can get a little bit of, and I'll stick the okay, so I had you on hold, so I don't know where we were by the time I realised that I've got the Lindy's spray, and it's the teal, and it's got like a mica powder in it, so that's going to be all nice and shiny. So I've just got just a normal acrylic metallic paint here. I'm just going to mix it up, and there's more there than should be. I'm afraid the top of that all inside the top of my little paint thingy had all gone hard. It's like, use what you've got, girls, because it does go off. There we go, I think that will. I think we'll call that one done. Trying to get it in for you. There you go, there's that one there, so that one's done. Little splatters on top of it just to try and make it look a little bit more interesting. I quite like that. So this one here, I don't really want to do much with this at all, except I think I'll put some gold splatters on it and call it done. I'm liking that. That looks really nice. You're not quite seeing it exactly the way it is, but I've got to find places to put this. So this one here also, which is pretty much like the other one with more blue in it. I'll just add, because I'll stencil sew around these. This is just the first layer. So there's that one. Now this one I might put some splatters on it. And I don't know whether or not you heard me, but with the Lindy's, they've got like a mica in it that makes them nice and shiny. But what you have to do is you have to make sure that you get it all off the bottom. And this is a bronze brown mission belts. Okay, I don't know whether or not this is the one for this. Let's have a look. Not too sure about that. Hot poker orange. This one is, no, I think I might go with the orange, and you can see the bottom of that. You see how it looks there. If I give that a really, really good shake up, you can see there's still a little bit in the round, but it's all pretty much dissolved. Right, so that's all done. So this one, put you there. I might use some of these for a die cut as well. Modelling paste. It's all. Once we've done the backdrops, the backgrounds, we can then decide when they dry properly what they look like, and we can decide then what we think maybe is a journaling card might turn out to be better suited for a bit of stamping or a die cut, because they do look different. They look different on camera. There's that one, and that one there. My biggest problem is I've got so much stuff around me, as you all can attest to being. I really like that. I don't want to do too much to that one, so I might see what just a bit of gold looks like. Add a bit more gold into that. Mix it all around. Okay. okie dokies. I think that will do that one nicely. There we go. This is just an easy way to just take a little bit of the blandness off it. So we've just had a little play today. We're trying to figure out how we're going to leave these ready for the next layer and figure out what we do. And I just like the little splatters. I think we all like them, don't we? It just gives things a little bit of movement and makes it fun. There's so many different ways that you can be putting colour on these. You could get some bubble wrap, good old humble saran wrap, we call it glad wrap. Just cling, the cling film that we use in the kitchen. It's you can just dab it on, dab the ink on with that. But I'm really pleased with this one. It's had a fair bit of work on it. I'm pleased with the way it's come up. With our stamp just to wrap it up for the night, so we're not left with a feeling that we just didn't make it. So I'll grab these little stencils and I'll probably be able to reintroduce that one, and instead of trying to rub paint off, I'll put that back there. I'll have a go at trying to another time. Then what do I want? So I think actually green would look nice for some reason. Certainly show up. So what I want is a blender. I usually have one little sponge for every colour, but I don't, so I just want to get this done quickly. How'd we go? Yep. So I think this method goes into the next video, which is what we're going to do. But that's just to show you that you can put the butterflies on there, poking it through. I know that you can lift the paint underneath it, but I can't remember how. So sorry about that, ladies. I just don't remember for the moment. Now this is all pretty monochromatic, so what I might do, and I don't have a problem if it turns it a little bit green. Oh, I've got it stacked there. What did I say that I wanted? Okay, what I'll do is I'll go off and have another play, and I'll come back and I'll show you what I've come up with for the end of this play, because now basically I'm just what am I doing? Just playing, just trying to get a little bit more on there, but I'm using basically the same techniques. So I'll go off and play, and I'll meet you back here later. You keep going as well. Bossy, aren't I? Okay, that's me for the night. Thank you very much for coming along and playing with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. You might not necessarily have done what I did, but if you've been doing some craft and creating along with me, that will make me smile. So I've gone through and I've just basically put splatters on them. I don't really want them to be much else than backgrounds tonight. One reason is I'm very tired now and I'm starting to not think too clearly. So if we call it quits here, we can get back together very soon and we can play with our backgrounds. If you didn't do this today with me, perhaps you'll have time between now and the next video. We don't have to watch the next video until you've got some backgrounds done, and we can all play together, and that'd be really good. I'm organised. I have got a Being Me Facebook page, which nothing has been done with it. I am endeavouring to try and get all these things caught up and get done so that they're there for maximum use for us for when we get together. So until next time, be kind to yourself, be kind to the person standing next to you, and just lots of happy creating for you. Until next time, bye bye.